Here comes the boogeyman! Ha 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 ha! The boogeyman has arrived! It's me! It's B motherfucking C! I'm the asshole! But I tell the truth each and every time I put out a video to you guys, and for that I know you respect the shit out of me, and for that I got nothing but love for you guys, so let's keep this thing that just works, let's keep it rolling. And I'm talking with SmackDown for July 10th, 2018, because that motherfucker was booked, played out, and now we're gonna talk about it. For days and even weeks, I've been telling you guys how Extreme Rules just doesn't feel extreme to me. Every single match on that card is not extreme at all. A 30-minute Iron Man match is no Iron Man match at all. That's just a 30-minute match. And if you watch enough pro wrestling like I do, you've seen enough 30-minute matches to know that every 30-minute match doesn't qualify you to be called an Iron Man. So that's bullshit. And then they throw at us an Extreme Rules match with the participants of Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. I call bullshit that they're gonna get any way at all extreme in their match. I believe that as much as I believe that dinosaurs are coming back. As much as I believe in the Loch Ness Monster. There is no way they're getting extreme in the middle of that ring. Their kendo stick shots, which will be half of that match, are gonna be love taps. It's gonna be the game of tag. You're it. No, you're it. No, you're it. And then we're gonna do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. Extreme my ass. So then you go on to... what's the other stipulation? Was there anything else? Something on Raw, right? Fucking a steel cage match. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. Wow, steel cage. That's something I can see at a live event here at Madison Square Garden or at a live event in some obscure town in Missouri. There's nothing extreme about this event until last night, right? We finally got the stipulation and the match we were waiting for. When we found out that Carmella's taking on Asuka for Carmella's SmackDown Women's Championship and James Ellsworth will be in a Shark Tank locked up high above the ring. That's extreme. I am now fully invested in this pay-per-view. I am now willing to admit this is Extreme Rules. As you have James Ellsworth in a Shark Tank locked up high above the ring as Carmella takes on Asuka. That's fucking beyond extreme. That gave me goosebumps when I heard that announcement. Can you sense my sarcasm just a little bit? James Ellsworth in a Shark Tank does not do shit for me. That does not make this event any more extreme. In fact, it makes it even worse. It makes it extremely worse. All you had to do with Ellsworth was just say he's banned from ringside. That's it. That's all you had to do. This isn't a big stipulation or a rule. We saw with Paul Ellering down in NXT, just from 2016 to today. From the year 2016, just 2 years ago to today, Paul Ellering has been in a Shark Tank, it did not work. Chris Jericho has been in a Shark Tank, it did not work. Enzo Amore has been in a Shark Tank, it did not work. What do you think James Ellsworth is really going to do in this match? Other than take some brass knuckles or a chain and drop it down below to Carmella. This is an easy way out for WWE to pick up the cheap Carmella victory, but Asuka saves face a little bit. But what's extreme about this? That's the best you got. We just saw Extreme Rules last year, I believe it was, with Enzo Amore. They're just rehashing the same idea. This time, they're putting Ellsworth in Enzo Amore's place from last year. So now, James Ellsworth is up in a fucking shark cage. I hate this shark cage idea. What fascinates that with people? What are people fascinated about with the shark cage? All it is some motherfucker dangling 10, 15 feet in the fucking air. That's it. What is intriguing about that? What is that supposed to do for the two participants? They can still drop whatever they want down below. We've already seen superstars get out of the cage before. So, that was their big move. That was SmackDown's big move last night. The final push to Extreme Rules. We're going to give them one big heavy-hitting extreme stipulation that's going to knock them off their fucking rockers. We're going to give them Ellsworth in a shark cage. What is the opposite of goosebumps? Whatever that is, I'm sure we all collectively felt that last night. Ellsworth in a shark cage. And then they told us in the kickoff show, you're going to get a tables match between Sanity and the New Day. Their 1 week old feud is going to culminate just a week later at it'll be 2 weeks by then, right? Sunday. So 2 weeks later, their fresh feud is going to culminate on the kickoff show in a tables match. There's just one problem. Vince McMahon has already been done and gone with Sanity. Sanity is no fucking more. Sanity is complete jokes, and we saw that again last night when their leader, Eric Young, got pinned 1, 2, 3 flat on his fucking back. So a kickoff tables match might get everybody interested. So their big final put. What do we have for Extreme Rules, guys? We have a kickoff tables match. We have a nonsensical steel cage match. We got a guy dangling up in a shark cage. We have an Iron Man match that's half of the time limit of an original Iron Man match, which is 60 minutes. Now we have a 30-minute match. What else do we fucking have? The Extreme Rules matches, Nia and Alexa. That's your pay-per-view. Those are your that's what makes this Extreme Rules. Are you excited? Honestly, answer me honestly. Are you excited for this event? If you are, that is great for you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I do have to tell you, though, this probably isn't the channel for you. Because you're not going to get a lot of positivity, if any, for this pay-per-view. It ain't going to happen. Because this is the most fucking awfully put together, awfully designed, awful storyline, awful anything you can think of conceptually and creatively. This has been the most awful booked pay-per-view that I can honestly think of in recent memory. That was their final push. Ellsworth in her shark cage. At this point, it looks like Roman and Bob are going to main event Extreme Rules. Not even the championship. Roman and Bob, which is going to get shit on anyway from the Pittsburgh crowd. That's probably going to get shit on more, or at least even with, or even more than Alexa Nia in their lack of Extreme Rules match. I don't know which one's going to get shit on more. This could be the most, you know what? Let's just go over SmackDown. And it can be real quick because there's not a lot to go over. I'm going to be transparent with you guys and call it down the middle. The show itself would have been a good show if it was just a regular show, a regular SmackDown. You had that little altercation on Miz TV with Kane and Daniel Bryan on Miz TV to start off SmackDown, and I love the altercation between Miz and Daniel Bryan. I love their chemistry together. I can't wait till they actually wrestle each other. A lot of people are saying hold it off to WrestleMania. WWE cannot hold a fucking feud storyline that far. So, beggars can't be choosers. I am totally fine with putting this at SummerSlam. After Extreme Rules, that gives you at least 4 to 5 weeks build. That's plenty of time to build off of all of their past and really kick that shit into high gear. They already got a good story behind them. You have another month, a little over a month, to SummerSlam to build that thing into high gear. I'm okay with Miz Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. And to be honest, I don't want to see Miz and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania anyway. I want to see bigger and better for Daniel Bryan. So I don't know why everyone's obsessed with Daniel Bryan, Miz at WrestleMania. For me, that's not a WrestleMania caliber match. That's definitely a SummerSlam caliber match, and I want to see it there. And I think they planted the seed a little bit more last night. And I think it'll be great if Miz interferes in that tag team title match this Sunday at Extreme Rules. Miz cost them those tag straps, or that opportunity to gain the tag straps, and that leads to a Daniel Bryan Miz SummerSlam match. And maybe Daniel Bryan says, Kane, I love what we got here, man. It's great to be back with you, but there's something I have to take care of. So Team Hell No doesn't officially part ways, but Daniel Bryan does go on his own towards SummerSlam to take on The Miz. I'm fine with that storytelling. So to kick off SmackDown, I like that. And then it turned into chaos, right? Which I'm okay with. You had Bludgeon Brothers coming down to the ring. All of a sudden, Sanity's music hits. Sanity's already in the ring. All of a sudden, the New Day comes out, and we have one big fucking fiasco. It's a cool way to kick off SmackDown. You got some big key players in there with Daniel Bryan. The Miz is in there. The Bludgeon Brothers are in there. The New Day's coming down. It's a fucking all-out war, right? Okay, maybe that's going a little too far. But it's some good chaos to start off SmackDown. And then it's announced, I hate schmaz tag matches. You guys know that. 5-on-5, 4-on-4. I hate 3-on-3. I barely like tag matches. So they announce a 5-on-5. But I'm actually okay with this a little bit because this is a pretty badass 5-on-5. The New Day and Team Hell No taking on Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers. First of all, Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers just belong together. And it's fun to see the chemistry between New Day and Kane and Daniel Bryan. So I'm okay with that, man. And the main event, I thought, delivered. High octane, fast paced, fucking skill sets were all on their A game. It was a good match. The problem I have with all of this is this was a go-home show to not only a pay-per-view, but a pay-per-view called Extreme Rules. So as much as that opening segment was good, and I like the main event, what does it do for Extreme Rules? A, what does it do for the pay-per-view? B, what does it do for the audience in attendance and at home to make us give a fuck any more than we already didn't to get excited for Extreme Rules? What did it do for you? That main event, when SmackDown went off the air and it faded to black, were you more excited to watch Extreme Rules? Could you just not wait? Did you get the goosebumps? Were you ready? Were you more anticipating? Were you so over the top excited you couldn't wait for Sunday? Definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't, man. This was just a run-of-the-mill SmackDown, it felt like. We just had a 5-on-5, and it went off the air with Daniel Bryan doing Kane's Pyro, which, by the way, that was the best part of SmackDown. I got a moment of pyro. Vince McMahon spent a few $1,000s to blow shit up. That's about time. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Fucking A, it took all of that shit just to get fucking pyro. A few $1,000s to make things go boom. Something little like fireworks, something little like pyro can really get the audience fucking up and out of their seat, man, or extra excited. Isn't it worth it when your show is already dead as fuck? So we got to see fucking pyro. That was the best thing about SmackDown going off the air last night. That was the best thing about SmackDown, period. But as good as the main event was, what did it do for Extreme Rules? I have the answer because that question is rhetorical. Zero, nada, nilch. It did nothing for Extreme Rules. It was just a fun little moment, a good little match with a fun moment at the end between Kane and Daniel Bryan. That was it. No intrigue was built, no suspense. It wasn't a cliffhanger. We don't have to tune into Extreme Rules. Shinsuke Nakamura last night, taking on AJ Styles for the 613th time. Now, I don't mind that as much. I know a lot of people don't like it, but this is a moment for me to take a step back as a wrestling fan and enjoy pro wrestling for what I fell in love with it in the first place, the actual wrestling, right? And you have Shinsuke and you have AJ Styles. And I have to remind myself, I get to live in a time in pro wrestling where I get to see two people like Shinsuke and AJ Styles actually perform for me. So I take a step back every time they're in that ring, and I do enjoy it. Some of their matches are better than others. Some are not good at all. But I love watching them in the ring doing what they do best. Because those are two of the best in the world. So I enjoy that for what it is. And then Rusev interferes, takes out AJ Styles. AJ Styles defeats Shinsuke Nakamura via disqualification because Rusev plays the dastardly villain, right? It's clear that Vince is really pushing Rusev as the bad guy here. This isn't just two fan favorites because, Rusev gets cheers, AJ Styles gets cheers. No. Vince wants you to know Rusev is the bad guy. So, Rusev takes out AJ Styles. It didn't cost AJ Styles the match. AJ Styles actually won the match. But cost AJ Styles a chance at pinning or submitting Shinsuke. So this draws out some boos, obviously. And Rusev is now aligning himself with Shinsuke as they take out AJ Styles. So now Rusev is really the bad guy. This brings out Jeff Hardy. And of course, Paige is coming out to do her best Teddy Long impression. Holla, 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 playa! It's a tag match! Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles versus Rusev and Shinsuke. Because creative doesn't have a creative bone in their body. And they don't know what the fuck to do or how to promote these two separate matches. The heavyweight championship match between AJ and Rusev at Extreme Rules. And the United States Championship match between Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy. They don't know how to build that. So they just put them all together. Just like they did with the 5-on-5 main event. New Day is going to take on Sanity. Team Hell No is going to take on Bludgeon Brothers. Let's put them all in one match. Rusev's going to take on AJ. Shinsuke's going to take on Jeff. They don't know what to do. Let's put them all together in one match. No creativity in this shit. And we just have a tag match. And Rusev Mashka kicks Jeff Hardy's head off. And that's a 1-2-3. Rusev is the last man standing tall. I don't know what that does to excite anybody for the pay-per-view. It does nothing. It's just a tag match. Get creative. And for people out there that go, oh, you know what? Everyone's a critic. Everyone's got a fucking YouTube channel, a podcast. Everybody writes articles. Everyone thinks they can do better than WWE. It's a bunch of bullshit. I'd like to see them try. Easily. I might just do that one day. When I put my entertainment career aside, I absolutely go to WWE and go for employment. Or at least attempt it. At least attempt it, man, because I think they drastically need it. Because absolutely, there are more creative people in this world than who is working for WWE. I can give you one fucking idea off the top of my head for Rusev and AJ that would have been 100 times better than what we saw last night. To promote Rusev and AJ Styles' heavyweight championship at Extreme Rules, they just threw them in a tag match. Why not get creative and do one of those waited out parking lot segments? Where Rusev is pissed off at AJ Styles because Rusev thinks that AJ Styles doesn't respect him. Rusev doesn't think that AJ Styles sees Rusev as a big-time player. Rusev doesn't think AJ Styles celebrates Rusev Day. So Rusev's pissed off and he's waiting in the parking lot for AJ Styles to show up to the arena. He's already the bad guy anyway. Vince has already made him that. So he's either going to get cheered or booed anyway. It doesn't matter. This is going to give Rusev some good airtime, but it's also going to build suspense and a cliffhanger, and it's going to intrigue us. Not only for the night to come, for what's to come, but also for Extreme Rules. So every other segment, we go back to Rusev in the parking lot. He's waiting for AJ Styles. What that does for the fans, in attendance and at home, is it builds suspense. Oh shit, man, when AJ Styles arrives to the arena, Rusev's gonna be there waiting for him. Shit's gonna hit the fan. This is actually getting exciting. This is a little intriguing, isn't it? Finally, AJ Styles, toward the end of the night, he shows up to the arena and Rusev attacks him. Almost like when AJ Styles took out Shane McMahon. Remember that? Put his head through the car window? I want to see shit like that. Rusev beats the shit out of AJ Styles all around the parking lot. Maybe even leak into the street. And at the very end, I want Rusev to pick up a battered AJ Styles' head and say, if you got any guts, when you meet me Sunday, you'll meet me in a no-holds-barred street fight. And he throws AJ Styles down and he heads out. Camera pans out. AJ Styles is fucked up in the street or back in the parking lot. That's a lot more exciting than what we saw last night when you throw them all in just a nonchalant, simplistic tag match. That's one idea of fucking 100 that I have for Rusev and AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke. Again, throw them in a tag match. Why? Why not get creative? Are you seriously incapable of getting a little bit creative? You don't even got to go all out and overbook Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke. What I would do with them, Jeff Hardy could be in just a jobber match with fucking Jim Shenanigans, right? Jackson Hewitt, some fucking jobber from an indie scene or around the area. Jeff Hardy has a 2-3 minute match. Shinsuke comes down to the ring, circles Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy, you know how cool, calm, collected Jeff Hardy always is. He's just kind of eyeing him, but not overreacting. Shinsuke keeps circling like a shark. And Shinsuke stops, finally, in front of Jeff Hardy, and he just he has a microphone, and he says, "I'm better than you," and smacks Jeff Hardy across the face. There's nothing more disrespectful when another man smacks another man's face, man. Open hand, just a slap. That's the ultimate disrespect. And for Shinsuke to do that to a guy respected like Jeff Hardy, that'll definitely rein in the boos, man. That'll piss off a lot of people. So right on the mic, he says, "I'm better than you." Smacks Jeff Hardy in the face. This makes Jeff Hardy just start throwing bows at Shinsuke. But Shinsuke finds an opportunity to drop to his knees. Boom! A Shinsuke low blow to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's down and out. Shinsuke's eyeing the crowd. The boos are raining in. He takes Jeff Hardy, brings him to the outside, puts him up on the broadcast table. Jeff Hardy's still in agonizing pain. And I would have Shinsuke pick up Jeff Hardy on the broadcast table. So they're on the table. He's picking up Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's still holding his midsection because he's hurting. And Shinsuke, with the microphone, says, "Tonight, I took your dignity. Sunday, I take your title." Drops. That came out more like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it was supposed to be more Shinsuke-ish. But he drops to, after he says, "Tonight, I took your dignity. Sunday, I take your title," he drops to the broadcast table on his knees, and he gives another low blow to Jeff Hardy on the broadcast table. Boom! Right up there on the broadcast table, too, to see the fucking spotlight. Before he even says, "I took your dignity tonight, Sunday I take your title," I would have him just pan around to the crowd and go, "Look, everyone, it's Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, everybody. Jeff Hardy. Like, this is your superhero." And then drop to his knees and fucking give it that after the dignity in Sunday I'll take your title, man. It's short monologue. You don't want fucking Shinsuke to do this long fucking drawn out monologue because we know the microphone is not Shinsuke's strong suit. But if he just gets up on that broadcast table and says, "Look, everybody, Jeff Hardy, this is your Jeff Hardy," and then he fucking delivers that low blow on the broadcast table, the second one of the night, and then says, "I took your dignity tonight. Sunday, I take your title. I take your championship." Just like that, man. A little creative. That's just, again, one of 100 ideas I could come up with to get us a little more intrigued, a little more wanting to see these matches. Because I gotta be honest with you guys, I could give two shits. I could not care less. I couldn't care less than I already do with the card that they have put together. And if they just put an ounce of creativity into each of these matches, it would have been 100 times better. So for people out there that go, "Oh, people think they can do better than WWE's booking." Yeah, we really do. And people like me actually can. We want that, man. You think people like me want to come on these fucking videos or write their articles and trash the product? No, we're fucking fans, man. We love this shit. We want to see it drive and thrive. Grind it out day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Be the entity it once was in the 80s. Be the entity it once was back in the late 90s. Even with this PG bullshit in this new era we live in, I still believe it can be thriving. But there's zero creativity. And without that, it's a sinking ship. The first ingredient in all of this whole recipe is creativity. If you don't have that, it's a sinking ship. They just threw everybody in schmaz matches last night. And that was that, man. Eric Young for Sanity. Sanity taking another L already in their main roster debut. They've only on TV had, what, 3 or 4 matches tops? Maybe it's 2 or 3. But 3 or 4 tops. I just see them losing every week. This time it was Eric Young. Now, obviously, I don't expect Daniel Bryan to eat up an L. But why would you have Eric Young take the fucking L flat on his back, man? The leader of Sanity. That was the ultimate fuck you to Sanity. That was the ultimate Vince McMahon saying, I have zero faith in Sanity. That's all that was. Eric Young takes a fucking simplistic pin. Just a knee to the fucking head. Good to see Daniel Bryan with his hand for the fucking arm in the air in victory. But sucked to see Eric Young already taking L's like that in nonsensical tag matches. Andrade Almas. Andrade Cien Almas finally makes his fucking debut in front of a crowd that doesn't even know who the fuck he is. I say debut. He kind of already debuted, right? But he comes back after over a month's absence. And where the fuck? No crowd because they don't know who the fuck he is. It's not the smart crowds that watch the NXT product. You want to place these individuals where they should be placed. The same thing with Sanity. They debuted Sanity after all of these vignettes in a crowd that didn't know who they were because it's not a smart crowd. They don't watch a lot of NXT. They did the same thing with Andrade Almas. Why would you put him in front of a crowd after not showing him for weeks? You bring him back in front of a crowd that doesn't know who he is. Why not put him in front of a smart crowd? It's almost like you're set. Two things are happening. One of two things. They're sabotaging these motherfuckers on purpose, which I would hate to believe that's the fact, because why would they really do that? But they're either sabotaging these motherfuckers, or they literally are that fucking ignorant, dumb, and stupid that they don't even realize that they're ruining the motherfuckers by putting them in front of crowds, debuting them in front of crowds that don't know who they are. Can they really be that fucking dumb? It's possible. But they're either sabotaging this new talent, or they're just that fucking dumb. And either one of them doesn't say anything good about WWE or Vince. But I thought Almas last night had a damn good match with Sin Cara. They had history, obviously, and that match, damn good. That was one of the highlights of SmackDown last night. That match, actually. Even though the crowd wasn't into it, knowing pro wrestling like I do, knowing Almas, knowing the NXT, knowing fucking Sin Cara's roots, knowing what they could do in the ring, I actually enjoyed that match. But what does that do for Extreme Rules? I beg to ask the question. Good match or not, why would you place Almas on that night when you are 5 nights away from from fucking Extreme Rules? Now you choose to bring in Almas when he has no placement on Extreme Rules' card. He's already been gone for over a month. You've kept him off TV. Now you want to bring him out when he has nothing to offer Extreme Rules. Nothing to get us excited for. The only thing that can happen is the crowd in attendance is going to not know who the fuck he is and give zero reaction. That's what I mean about sabotaging or just being dumb as fuck, or maybe it's a combination of both. It did nothing for Extreme Rules. Ah, man. Did I already go over the Sharkcade shit? I think I did, right? You had Carmella, you had... Maybe I just fucking talked about it briefly because there's nothing really to talk about. A lumberjack match with Asuka and James Ellsworth. Asuka taps out James Ellsworth. Carmella gets in, obviously, and gets the upper hand on Asuka. Ellsworth ends up spraying like a can of mace or some shit. Maybe it's a little thing of Axe body spray. And it gets in Asuka's eyes, and Carmella gets a super kick, and that's it. Carmella stands tall like she's the brilliant one, and Asuka flat on her back. So Asuka gets the victory, but again, she looks like she's the loser. And then we find out that Ellsworth will be in a shark cage for Extreme Rules because we want to give our fans something to be excited about. So all week long until Extreme Rules, all of us are going to be calling our friends and chit-chatting in the coffee shop about how exciting the James Ellsworth cage match is going to be. He's going to be in a shark cage. How exciting and how extreme. How original. How many people in a shark cage have we seen since 2016? Paul Ellering, Chris Jericho, Enzo Amore. We've even seen Kevin Owens in the shark cage the same night Chris Jericho was in it, so that's 4. And then James Ellsworth will be 5 on Sunday. Can you not come up with an original idea? I can just picture now all of the creative dipshits in WWE around the boardroom table, and they're all going over what can we do to make Extreme Rules even better. And they all come up with the idea, what about a shark cage? Let's put Ellsworth in there. That'll be fun. That'll be extreme. No, that's just dumb as fuck. I don't even think I can call this lovable rules anymore. I think I now have to call this dumb as fuck rules. DAF rules. Dumb as fuck rules. Before I blow out a fucking gasket, I'm going to end this video there, guys, because I want to have something for you tomorrow for Amplified Q&A. My favorite video of the week. You guys ask me the questions. I answer them to the best of my ability with the most fucking truth bombs I can give you, or at least give my insight, my offerability of thoughts, input, anything I can give you guys to best answer your questions. So, Amplified Q&A is tomorrow. Drop down your questions either down below on this video or on my Twitter at BC Amplified. I can't get to every single question, guys, because it would be a 10-hour long video. But I'll get to a lot of them. And we'll have some fun, man. So, drop your questions down for sure. Amplified Q&A tomorrow. And that's why I'm ending this video now, because I want to have a voice to be able to do that. Much love and respect to all you guys. We're going to hit some coffee, and we're going to do some ass whooping today for sure, man. And we'll go on. What are we now, man? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're about 4 days away from Extreme Rules. And this is shaping up to be the worst pay-per-view in recent memory, at least for the Amplified, man. I'm hoping I'm wrong, man. I'm hoping this pay-per-view goes out there and shocks the hell out of me. But it's WWE, man. Are they really going to pull off something like that? Either way, we got a shark cage. Ellsworth in a shark cage to look forward to, man. If that doesn't pump you up, I don't know what's gonna. The Amplified man's cashing the fuck out. For now, till tomorrow's Q&A, we'll check you later. The fuck are you still doing here? The video is over. Go home, go to school, go to work, go play in the middle of traffic. But get the fuck out of here!